You read the title right, boys. We are back in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 with every Lord of the Rings army versus every Star Wars army. Now today we find ourselves at a very large castle wall here. And the Lord of the Rings armies consist of Rohan, Uruk-hai, Gondorians, elvish archers. We've also got 200 Smaug's here. And yes, I know there's only one, but like, just, you know, we gotta give Lord of the Rings all the help they could get because they always lose. We've also got 200 different Balrogs, so yeah, you know, that's a thing. 50,000 trolls as well, some cave trolls out here. And then, for their leadership, they are packed tight. They've got themselves Sauron, they've got Gandalf, and Aragorn is somewhere around here. Oh, there he's behind. Dude, come out of hiding behind the elves. All right, well, Aragorn is there as well. Now, for the Clone Wars units, we have 501st Clone Troopers. We've got B1 battle droids over that way. We've got B2 battle droids over this way. Their leadership consists of just 2 leaders this time. They're over here. We've got ourselves General Grievous as well as Commando Gregor. And then over here, we've got shock troopers as well as ATTEs. The Star Wars units number 200,000, and the Lord of the Rings units have 5 million. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe with notifications on, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more in the future. Now let's get it, baby. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, boys, let's go ahead and press start right here, and the battle begins to boom, baby. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. So much fire going out as the Rohan soldiers charge on in here and get absolutely evaporated by Star Wars laser fire right there. Let me know in the comment section who you guys think is going to win this thing. Either way, I have a hunch General Grievous and Gregor are somewhere in here, or they're going off this way. I'm not entirely sure. I don't see them over here. That means they probably went inside, but I also don't really see them over here. I just see B2. So we'll see if we can catch up with them later in the battle. But down in the middle this way is probably where we'll find Sauron and Gandalf. There's Aragorn, he just died. There's Gandalf, and Sauron is already up here. What the heck? Alrighty then. Sauron is already taking care of business, killing 501st Clone Troopers left and right like the absolute behemoth that he is. I'm guessing he's got the power of the ring right now. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, he killed a lot of 501st Troopers already. What the heck, dude? Yeah. These guys better back up. They have like an entire firing squad going against him right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he died rather early on, but I mean, he's still going. How did he get this many kills so quickly? They spread out all the way back there too. All right, the ring is apparently extraordinarily powerful and is doing a lot of destruction. Oh, Gandalf just died. Okay, well, that's sad. At least one of the Lord of the Rings powerful units is doing something, but the rest not so much. Oh! Smaug breathes fire in the mod. That's sick. It doesn't seem to be doing anything against the B2s right now. Although these might be glitched because the arrows are also not doing anything against them. So I don't know exactly what's happening over there. But the Smaug is involved in the battlefield, and that's all that matters. There's a number of Smaugs, including some Balrogs over here too, which is very fun, though it does look like a lot of these guys have bit the dust already. They might not be the most powerful unit. They've got 75,000 health, so that's pretty good, but I mean, the Star Wars laser fire is really overpowering over here. It is really something coming through these gates. And, of course, we've got the ATTEs over this way. Look at this! Shock troopers have already pushed beyond the walls and are on the other side now, taking care of trolls, Balrogs, Rohan soldiers, Smaugs. It's a whole thing that's going on over here. Crazy. 318,000 kills for the Star Wars units. I mean, that's nothing to scoff at, but the other enemy units still have 10,000 kills, so they're actually doing pretty well. And you have to remember, Lord of the Rings units have 5 million to start. Star Wars units have only 200,000. So each Star Wars unit that dies is a lot more valuable than every Lord of the Rings unit that dies. And over here we've got Uruk-hai coming on in, charging, and we've also got Elvish and Gondorian archer fire coming through the holes over this way. And honestly, those arrows are probably what's going to do the most against the enemy here. That is definitely going to be crucial. That is going to be a very, very big deal. Also, I'm wondering if the Smaugs are a lot more powerful than the Balrogs. They've got 65,000 health, so they've actually got less health, but maybe they have some armor to them, which might definitely help. Here we've got Elvish archers and Uruk-hai going into the gap here. Wow, this is a deadly, deadly zone to be involved in. Not a very fun area. Here are the B1 battle droids. We have not really seen them as of yet, and they have their own little choke point they're dealing with. It looks like a number of them are dying over here, and they're going up against the Gondorian archers and the Gondor Knights. Knights of Gondor, however you want to say it. And there is quite the body pile building up over here as well. Look at this. That is absolutely insane. Both sides taking losses over here. There's a lot happening on this battlefield. Let's see if, oh wow, look at all this fire going up at the Smaugs up there. I'm guessing that our boy Sauron is dead, as I'm not seeing him here. And the Star Wars units are now entering into this part of the castle as well. But, I mean, he got a ton of kills before going down. He probably died somewhere around here. RIP to the absolute legend that is Sauron. You did amazing, buddy. You did absolutely phenomenally. Look at this. There's still a few Smogs out here, and they're just fire burning on the dance floor, baby. Look at that. And we've got Elvish archers and Uruk-hai charging forward as well, getting involved in the mix against some B2 super battle droids. Very nice. The Star Wars units are about to cross into 500,000 kills, which is extremely impressive. The Lord of the Rings units have 16,000 kills. So, very impressive from both sides, honestly. Both sides are doing pretty well in terms of all things considered. There's still 168,000 Star Wars units left alive and 4.1 million Lord of the Rings units left alive. It is a lot for both sides here, and it is going crazy right now. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse the ATTEs and clone shock troopers over here as all of these trolls down here charge them and try and get some kills. This is probably the weakest side of the battlefield, so we'll see the most carnage here because there aren't any archers over this way. So these guys are virtually uncontested unless the trolls, Balrogs, and Smaugs reach them. Alright, so obviously the ATTEs and shock troopers have pushed out substantially over here and are continuing to wreak havoc against the Lord of the Rings army over this way. Again, this is the army of least resistance over here, so it's no big crazy thing that's happening. That's fairly normal. They've yet to really break through over this way, it seems, but I'm sure that's happening soon. Oh, actually, there are archers over here, though, so that's probably why a couple of ATTEs have gone down, and a lot of these B2 Super Battle Droids have gone down as well over this way. Now, over here, we've got ourselves still a number of Smogs in here. Apparently, these guys are very powerful, even though they've only got 65,000... Wait. Yeah, 65,000 health. I thought maybe it's 650,000. No, they've only got 65,000 health. They must have really good armor capabilities or something, because they're apparently very hard to take down, even with B2s assaulting them constantly from all different angles over here. Yeah, they're apparently extremely tough. Then over here, we've got the 501st still, and they're still kind of stuck in this area. They've still got a ton of Uruk-hai coming at them, some Knights of Rohan, some Gondorian Knights, as well as Elvish archers over here. Just a hodgepodge of almost all the Lord of the Rings units. And so it's resulting in crazy battles over here. And the same should be happening over here with the B1 battle droids. Let us see. Yeah, the same thing is happening over this way. So an absolute slugfest on these various different areas. So right now, The Star Wars units have 1.3 million kills on the Lord of the Rings units. Lord of the Rings units have 31,700 kills on the Star Wars units, which, you know, this won't exactly equate to those numbers from our starting numbers because some deaths result from squishing as well as explosions and natural causes and stuff like that. But there's 3 million Lord of the Rings units left alive, and there are 148,000 Star Wars units left alive as well. So pretty crazy things are happening on this battlefield. I want to do a time lapse over here of all these Lord of the Rings units charging the Star Wars units in this gateway. I think that'll be really, really cool to see. So let's do it. Well guys, another 7 minutes have gone by right there, and the body pile grew pretty large. It is very substantial, as you can see. We've still got some smogs left alive, which is very fun. Those arrows are finding their marks, as now we've got 40,000 dead Star Wars units on the battlefield, which is a substantial amount, of course. But the real problem is that the Lord of the Rings units only have 1.7 million soldiers left alive. The Star Wars units are starting to come in these flanks over this way because this end of the battlefield held so poorly. So now they're coming in the flanks and taking on the Lord of the Rings armies just dead on. Just having to deal with them on an open playing field is really easy for the Clone Wars units here, and so they're able to just kind of shoot them to death, while the Lord of the Rings archers no longer have that cover or that choke point over that way that is allowing them to be successful. So, you know, while they do have arrow support against the 65th Coruscant Guard now, the 65th is able to shoot them from afar and just really get the kills. And of course, guns or lasers or blasters, the DC-15As they've got, they're just so much better than a bow and arrow, even if it is wielded by an elf. Hopefully these hills over here provide some cover for the archers soon, because they're going to need it, because this open field is not doing it for them. Of course, we still have a massive amount of soldiers over here fighting in this choke point, which is really going the Lord of the Rings way. That's pretty great for them. And then, of course, the B-1 battle droids over here. This is also going pretty decently well for the Lord of the Rings armies because they can use those arrows in the choke point and get some kills, while also managing to get some soldiers up here. Sorry, it's really hard to angle the camera here. Yeah, some soldiers are able to get up here and get some swings against the B-1 battle droids and get some kills. So right now, there are 1.54 million Lord of the Rings units left alive and 136,000 Star Wars The Clone Wars units left alive. So it is getting dicey on this here battlefield, and I'm really not sure who exactly is going to win. It's looking a little bit Star Wars leaning right now, but at the same time, this is where the most archers for the Lord of the Rings units are going to be coming into play, and that might be the make it or break it for them. Maybe all of these archers will truly manage to clutch it up. We'll just have to wait and see. There's also a number of smogs left alive, which is always good, so yeah, you know, we'll just have to see. These Star Wars units are side-swiping over here, though, so, oh man. Why don't we go ahead and time-lapse right here, because we can see these guys still going in the choke point while also seeing the guys flanking behind and attacking those smogs. I think that'll be kind of cool to see. Let's see if it works. Oh boy, so in a short period of time right there, the Star Wars units blitzed through there, and now they are marching off towards these mountain ranges over here. Real brutal stuff. The Lord of the Rings units are charging up the mountain ranges as well to try and counter them, firing arrows as they go, so they are getting some kills up here against some of these clone trooper units, though it is very difficult, but they are doing it, and they're getting some kills, which is good. And hopefully that arcing fire can continue to contribute to this battle and kill a number of them, because right now things are looking desperate. These areas over here are still being held, though. They're still killing droids over here. They're still managing to hold these choke points. The Lord of the Rings units have 60,000 kills at this point in time, and the Star Wars units have 3.24 million kills. But the problem is Lord of the Rings units now only have 830,000 units left. Star Wars units have 110,000 left. So just about half of the Star Wars units are dead on the battlefield, but 4/5 of the Lord of the Rings units are dead on the battlefield as well. I'm telling you, Lord of the Rings has the toughest time. We put them up against Warhammer 40k. We put them up against Star Wars. We put them up against the modern military, and it always kind of goes poorly. It never goes super duper well against anything, and that's obviously because, I mean, they're basically medieval fantasy units. They've got swords, they've got shields, they've got bows. It's not always a fair fight, but I always try and make it so they outnumber the enemy by a crazy degree. You have to remember, this battle started with 200,000 Star Wars The Clone Wars units versus 5 million. 5 million of the Lord of the Rings units. An insane number more. How much is that? Like 25 times more soldiers? Wait, I can do the math real quick as we watch some of these Star Wars units engage over this way. Wait, so doing my calculator. Yeah, 25 times more units than the Star Wars units, which is a ridiculous amount more. That is an insane amount more. But still, it is tough. It is very, very tough. So why don't we go ahead and time lapse the Star Wars units coming up over the top of this mountain and moving to the right side. You can see the fire on top of the mountain coming down, and the units will be coming down with that fire very soon against the Lord of the Rings units to our right. Let's check it out, boys. Well guys, the Clone Wars units do it again. I really thought this time I gave the Lord of the Rings units a solid chance at winning. Apparently, not the case. God dang it. So the Star Wars units have about 100,000 soldiers left, so they lost about half, which is pretty good, I guess, for the Lord of the Rings units to have done. But once they got past the wall, once there was the breach over here, it was Jover. They just steamrolled through over this way. No amount of Smaug's or Belrogs or Sauron could stop them. It was completely over. 5 million Lord of the Rings units dead, and about 100,000 Star Wars units dead. Brutality. Brutality. Either way, guys, that is going to be about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.